Camping in the wild is one of those things that if everything goes right, it is a fantastic experience. But there obviously is that potential that things could go very, very wrong and you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't really have an opportunity to change plans at that point in the middle of the night. Well, on this wild camp, it definitely did go very, very wrong, and what happened to me is something that I can laugh about it now, but at the time was pretty scary. It's one of those things when you're wild camping that you absolutely fear is going to happen, and unfortunately it did for me. So I thought this was a video that I wasn't going to end up making, but here we are at the end of the year, and we are actually halfway through the National Parks project, so I've got the next episode on the way, coming very, very soon for you guys. But for today, this is an episode that I teased at the very beginning of my project, where I said that I had already attempted it once, but it didn't go exactly to plan. And this is that video for you guys. Like I said, it wasn't a video that I thought I was going to end up making, but I've got it here for you guys, so check it out. I'm sure you'll find it very entertaining, and like I said, I can laugh about it now, but at the time it was pretty frightening. So check it out. See you guys soon. Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of this brand new series, the National Parks Project. So throughout this series I am going to be attempting to, hopefully I will do it, I'll be attempting to do some landscape photography and wild camp in all 15 of the UK's national parks. So today I am in the first one, the beautiful South Downs National Park. And well done to anyone who guessed correctly from my last video where I introduced the project. And although this is one of the busiest, if not the busiest, national park in the UK, it absolutely has a real soft spot for me personally. I would say that this is the national park that I first fell in love with in the UK, and it's sort of what made me love UK nature so much. So I've been coming here for probably, getting on for around 10 years. I've been coming down to the South Downs any chance I get. Living in London, this is the closest like really good nature that you can get to London. So yeah, always I would be coming down south from London. If you live in South London, it's actually only about an hour's drive, so it's really, really accessible, which is one of the best things about it in my opinion. So I'd always come down here, I'd find any excuse to come and do landscape photography, but I've never wild camped here actually. I've camped on proper campsites before, and done a lot of hiking, but never wild camped. So that'll be interesting this evening to hopefully find a really cool spot. And obviously I'm very happy that you guys are going to come along for the adventure. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I have made it to my first little stop off. This place is called Kingley Vale Nature Reserve, and it is absolutely stunning. It's somewhere that I have actually been before. I've photographed it, hence I'm probably not going to photograph it now, but it has got these incredible yew trees, some of them older than 500 years, so these are really, really, really old trees, and it is just a fantastic place. You can see even just behind me there, you have to sort of duck under and go through bits and pieces, but it is a wonderful, wonderful place. And it's just incredible to think about how long these trees have been here, all these hundreds of years, and they haven't been cut down. So long may they continue to be here, because they're a really incredible tree. Actually, the wood, if you don't know, is prized for bow making. It kind of always has been. Hence, it's so incredible that these trees have managed to last out everyone wanting their wood for bow making hundreds of years ago, when, they needed it to protect the country, basically. Just look at those views. Wow. God, that is beautiful. So behind me, somewhere just about there, is what I think is Chichester Harbour, and past that going out to the English Channel. So that is actually the first time I've seen the sea for ages actually, and it's always nice when you haven't seen the sea for a while and yeah, you see it again. I always love that feeling. So as luck would have it, I think I've actually chosen the warmest day of the year so far, so I'm very, very grateful for that. But I have actually had to de-layer. At the moment I'm walking uphill and it's really rather warm. Yeah, I think it's 16, 17 degrees, so yeah, I'm absolutely roasting right now. I've literally only got this thin top on and then a fleece, and it's a thin fleece, so I'm kind of hoping it does get a bit colder later, because otherwise I've carried loads of gear for no reason. So at least if it does get a bit colder as it gets darker, I'll find a use for all of those extra layers. But for now, it is beautiful. Well, I couldn't record it because it all happened so quickly, but I literally just saw a kestrel hovering the way they do. I got a little bit of footage of it, and then I watched it as it kind of just flew down and ended up landing in a tree. So I left all my camera gear here, apart from just the camera and lens, and I legged it to where the tree was, and I actually ended up getting a really cool shot of it sitting in the tree, and then literally just as it was about to fly off, it started to spread its wings, so I got that shot as well. So I'll pop that up on the screen now. Not something that I was expecting to photograph here, but yeah, it's always nice to get those real bonus nature shots. So the sun is starting to poke back out again. It actually got really quite miserable and cold and cloudy for a little while there. Had to put my jacket on and everything, but it's just starting to peek back out again, so hopefully it stays around for the rest of the day. The sky does look like it's clearing up a little bit, but the forecast is for the cloud to come in overnight, which is unfortunate because the South Downs is one of the best places to see the night sky. It's a dark sky reserve, so it means that there's very little light pollution, and you usually, if you've got a clear night, get a really fantastic view of the stars. So yeah, we can hope, but there is a fair bit of cloud in the sky currently, so I don't know whether that will happen or not. But yeah, I'm actually at the moment on top of these burial mounds. I think they're called barrows. So basically the legend is that these spots exactly right here contain the bones or the bodies of Viking invaders that came to Britain hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and they were defeated by the local people that lived in Britain at the time. And what they did, they mounded up all their bones and buried them under here. So yeah, that's what the legend is. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but yeah, that's what it said on the sign down there. But yeah, I think I've got a fair bit to go before I find somewhere suitable to wildcamp tonight. Word of warning, this is probably going to gross some people out, and if you're not into guts and gore, probably look away now. To be honest, at this point I just presumed that this poor deer had been killed in a dog attack. However, when I reviewed the footage later, I thought, no, the cuts are way too neat to be teeth marks, and the only damage is a whole leg was missing, which was nowhere to be seen. Unfortunately for me, what it actually was a sign of worrying things to come. Right then, so I have found a place to camp after looking around and walking quite far in the end. Yeah, zigzagging around here, there and everywhere. And I found some fairly decent spots, but essentially what I was looking for was somewhere flat, somewhere that felt safe and that I wasn't going to be overlooked or that anyone would come and find me in the night. and then also somewhere that's free of brambles, so there's a lot of scrub and stuff on the ground, so I wanted somewhere nice and clear. And then lastly, as a bonus, I did want somewhere with a view as well, so I really wanted to be able to see tonight's sunset and tomorrow's sunrise. So yeah, basically I think I found it. It's going to be a little bit of a squeeze in terms of a nice flat bit because it is a bit slopey to be perfectly honest, but yeah, there's a little bit of a compromise, but I think I found somewhere. So essentially now it is 5:30, so I've got half an hour before the light goes, and I've really got to try and get this tent up and make sure I'm nice and set up. So here is the tent, let's put it up, and it's up just like that. Look at that view. Wow, definitely one of my better wild camping spots here. So I'm going to try and be quite quiet, literally just as I'd put the tent up and everything, and then I was just actually taking the thumbnail for this video, and there was a gunshot quite close to me. I've been hearing shotguns going off all afternoon, and yeah, it's been fairly far away, but this one just sounded quite a bit closer. So you can see I've collapse the tent down so there's nothing sort of standing up above, you know, my head height really at the moment, so 3 or 4 feet, and I'm just gonna chill here. I have heard a couple more gunshots and they sounded like they were getting further away, so hopefully it was maybe just the sound being carried in a weird way and it wasn't actually close to me. So I'm gonna wait a bit longer and see what happens, because yeah, I really don't want to get all the way to the point where I've blown up the airbed and I'm tucked up in bed and everything, and then I have to leave. Because yeah, oh, hear that? See, that's a fair bit further away now, so hopefully they are far away and it's nothing to be worried about. But yeah, that one just definitely sounded quite close, but who knows the way the sound carries sometimes. Yeah, oh, another, yeah, right, I'm gonna chill for a bit and sort of suss things out basically. Okay, well, while we wait for that to all blow over, what I'm probably gonna do is make a start on dinner, I think. So I will show you what I've got. So probably should have mentioned at the beginning actually, but one of the nice little things that I'm planning to do on this National Parks project is cook a local meal, so something that has something to do with the area, so that might be the national park itself or the county, and then I'm also going to drink a local beer as well. So I'll show you what I've got for this one. So what I'm going to be cooking is a meal called Chiddingly Hot Pot, which is something that I've never heard of before, but apparently it is a local meal from Sussex, so yeah, basically not too far away from where I am now. So in there we're going to have steak, potatoes, onions, and then the kind of main flavouring is going to be tarragon and olives, strangely. So yeah, apparently it is something that is a real delicacy here, I suppose. And then the dessert is probably the worst named dessert, or the most disgustingly named dessert that I've ever heard of, and it's called pond pudding. So I couldn't find any pond pudding. So basically what it is a suet pudding. So I've got these here, and that's going to be dessert, and then a little pot of custard as well, so that's going to be absolutely great. And then the beer is called Bravo Zulu Pilsner. For those of you that know me, you know I've got a thrills for the pills, so Yeah, I love me a Pilsner, and that's from the Powder Monkey Brewing Company, and they are based in Gosport, which is literally only like a 15-minute drive from where I am, so that's going to be perfect for tonight. Okay, so this is not the end of the video that I was expecting to make. Yeah, really wanted to stay there. Obviously I had those earlier gunshots, and I'd just made up my mind that I was going to stay there because those gunshots, there was no more close ones, and yeah, they sounded like they were very far away, but then I started to see lights coming through the woods, the tree line, like a head torch or a torch, and then I heard gunshots really close again. So yeah, basically I'm not camping there when there's people shooting. I don't know whether they're supposed to be shooting or not. I don't even know whether it's legal to shoot in a public place like that, but I'm not staying there. And when there's people walking around with guns, who knows if they'd mistake me for a deer, or yeah, I presume they're shooting pheasant. There were a lot of pheasant there, but I'm not taking the risk. So yeah, sorry, that is going to be it from the South Downs for this evening, but stay tuned to the channel because I will be trying to attempt this again, and hopefully I have better luck next time. I just need to figure out where I'm going to go. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.